少女前線
The P7, also known as the PSP or Police Self-Loading Pistol, is a 4-star HG TDAL that is available from both normal construction and from drops on all the Chapter 5 emergency maps 6-3, 6-2E, 7-4, 8-5, 8-2E, 9-5, 10-1, 11-5, and 11-1E. Following the 1972 Munich Olympics massacre, the German police started a program to replace the 32 ACP Walther PP with a similarly sized pistol that fires the 9x19mm parabellum cartridge. The requirements for the new firearm were for it to be under 1,000 grams, be no bigger than 180 by 130 by 34mm, have a muzzle energy of less than 500 joules, a service life of at least 10,000 rounds, ambidextrous firing, safe to carry with a loaded chamber, and be able to be quickly drawn. 3 pistols were entered into the program: the Sig Sauer P225, the H&K PSP, and the Walther P5. In 1976, the H&K PSP was elected as the winner and adopted as the P7, with production starting in 1979 and saw adoption by the GSG-9, Bundeswehr Special Forces, as well as the Mexican General Officers and Staff under a more domestic production. The P7 was entered into the Joint Service Small Arms Program with the U.S. Army, but lost to the Beretta M9. There are multiple variants of the P7 pistol, such as the P7 PT-8, a training pistol, P7M8, a P7 with larger trigger guard, lengthened trigger, heat shield, thumb-operated mag release, larger rear sight, protruding firing pin, and lanyard ring, P7M13, a P7 with a double-stack magazine, P7M13SD, the same as before but with a threaded barrel and suppressor, P7K3, a shortened P7 firing 380 ACP, 32 ACP, or 22 long rifle, and the P7M10, which fires the 40 Smith & Wesson. The P7 is a gas-operated blowback semi-automatic pistol, which fires the 9x19mm parabellum cartridge from a 8-round box magazine. In her character art, drawn by Saru, P7 wears a nun outfit with white crosses on her shoulders, crucifix necklace, pink interior, white lines on the outlines, cat ears, and long white ribbons with crosses and PSP on her hood, flowers on the interior of her skirt, leather belt with magazine pouches, and white knee-high, high-heeled boots with thigh pouch. She holds her P7 in her right hand, finger on the trigger, and has crosses in her eyes. In her voice lines, voiced by Kurosawa Tomeo, who also voices Otome Arzugawa in Aikatsu, Sylphie in Amagi Brilliant Park, Tina Sprout in Black Bullet, Itsuki Inubuzaki in Yuki Yuna is a Hero, Miria Akagi in Idolmaster, Kumiko Ome in Sound Euphonium, Phospholite in Land of the Lustrous, Cuckoo in Heavenly Delusion, Mitsumi Iwakura in Skippin' Loafer, South Dakota and Mutsu in Azure Lane, Amiya in Arknights, Sothis in Fire Emblem 3 Heroes, and Meg in Grand Blue Fantasy. P7 likes teasing and pranking others.
あたしのダミーをいたずらに使ったら面白そうでしょ。今日も平和だな、指揮官。あたしが何もしてないだけなんだけど、いじっても怒らないよね。指揮官っていい人。指揮官、次は誰に恥かかせたいの？そんなに暇だったら手伝ってよ。なんのって、いたずらに決まってるでしょ。新しい仲間だ。サプライズしよう。
Like some HGs, P7's main role is buffing her allies' evasion for a short period of time. Her tiles buff all types of T-Dolls, giving them plus 24% evasion and plus 20% rate of fire at 5 dummy links. She's best placed on tile 5, but can be placed elsewhere if you don't mind losing 2 to 4 tiles. At level 7, P7's skill, Cover Command, buffs all allies' evasion by plus 60% for 8 seconds. If she has her spec, the M13 Receiver, equipped, she also reduces all enemies' damage, accuracy, and armor by an additional 10%. I am unsure if they mean that it's reduced by 10% or 70% based on the wording, but it's likely just the minus 10% debuff. While her skill is active. This has a 6-second ICD and 12-second NCD. When fully linked, enhanced, and a level 100, P7 has 63 HP per link for a total of 315, consumes 30 ammo and rations, deals 32 damage, has 83 evasion, 62 accuracy, 61 rate of fire, 15 move speed, a 20% crit rate, and deals 150% damage on a crit. The recommended equipment for P7 is her spec, the M13 Receiver, which was available as a login reward for August 2022, and will likely be a Gray Zone reward in the future, a 5-star HP ammo, and 5-star heavy exoskeleton. This gives her plus 9 damage, plus 60 evasion, plus 20% crit rate, a buff to her skill, but minus 7 armor pen. Another day, another 4-star T-Doll that can be helpful in some very super specific situations, but overall is an easy pass. Her stats are about what you'd expect for a 4-star HG, with some decent enough tile coverage, could be better, could be worse tile buffs, and a skill that just increases evasion. The debuff on enemies is interesting, but it's more likely than not going to be a minus 10% to damage, accuracy, and armor, not a minus 70% like the wording may lead you to believe. It's also not really a good justification for raising and leveling her. Low priority to build. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter and Blue Sky for updates, and please check out my other Arknights and Azure Lane videos as well.